guys, my name is Jonathan Stedman, and basically I'm a free and open source developer for Linux and FreeBSD. And basically in this video what I want to talk about is Redcore Linux. And that Linux distribution is made to make Gentoo much more easier to use. Now Gentoo is a little bit more complex than Arch, but we need to practice a lot of it because it's very difficult to install for a very first time. And for a very first user that is new to Gentoo, should try out Redcore Linux. Now what's the difference between Gentoo and our Linux distribution is that Gentoo will compile the software I want to install from the source code. So that is how it works. So it will compile stuff instead of having it as a binary compatible. So we'll be compiling everything for you, so that way it gives better customizations to the user and they get more freedom to do whatever they want by compiling it. But it does take a longer, but it's better for customization. So that's its advantage, is that it takes a long time to install because it compiles everything. But I don't really know much about Gentoo. I just got into it and I tried to install it to my main piece on my main photo machine on this main thing, but it didn't work. I had some errors for that while trying to compile the whole system, and also I was able to get the system installed, but it showed up a grub error. It was basically said to me to load up the kernel first, so basically it failed at that. I did save the state, so maybe I can fix it in the future, or I might have to start from scratch. But as I'm a new user, I just want to get Gentoo installed. I decided to go for Redcore Linux, so that way I can get myself ready to actually install the base system. So that's just like Linux meant. It was made to be simple to use. It made to have a graphical user interface to install it. It comes with a graphical user interface, and it's very simple to use. So it's not really for new beginners. It's more for people who's new to Gentoo rather than new to the actual Linux system. For new Linux system, they should be using Debian-based distros like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, or anything like that, Leverage OS. So by the way guys, I'm going to show you guys a little bit about Redcore Linux. So it comes with a graphical user interface. We install it like we would do Linux Mint, and this is basically like booting up. So this is what I'll be using instead of Gentoo for a little while, so that way I can get used to a Gentoo system. It's going to take a while for it to boot. Okay, now I can press the escape key and it should start loading the system. By the way, if you see all these texts, don't worry about it. I just press the escape key to debug any errors with the system, and there seems to be some errors, but everything are like critical and always want to boot. So yeah, this is everything that you guys will be able to see once you boot up. I recommend to going through the text boot up though to debug any errors, because once you get Redcore Linux installed, then that means they're pretty much very good with Linux by now. Okay, what should happen is that now I should be able to boot up. It takes a little bit while to boot up, so what I will do right now is possibly just pause the video and I'll probably be back once it's booted up. Okay guys, so it was very quick. It was booted up very quickly, more quickly than it would last time, but now I just want to show you guys what it comes with. It comes with a KDE Plasma desktop environment, if you guys were wondering. It is very easy to use and it's great for beginners who want to use Gentoo. We can also install GNOME, but we have to do that with the terminal. I think they only support KDE Plasma right now. So we can click on the launcher and we can start opening up all the softwares and games and so on. So yeah, this is Redcore Linux. I just want to show you guys what it's all about. Up here we should just see an install button. It's going to be the same process as it would be on Linux Mint. So you guys probably know what that is. All these softwares are pre-installed. I haven't really installed anything. So there's development, education, there's games on here, and so on. It comes with Steam. So if you're a pro gamer, then you can play games on here if you wanted to. And so on. There's also Chromium, which what I use, and so on. So I'll be using this just to try out Gentoo and to get myself used to it. So that way it becomes a lot easier when I do come to installing it on my main PC. I just want to get used to a Gentoo system. So yeah, we can basically go to GitHub, we can do basically anything within this web browser, and so on. But I think this is great for new beginners who just want to learn the basics, such as how to update the system, how to install packages, and so on. So this is a great system for new beginners. And for developers of Redcore, I just want to say thanks to you guys for making this amazing operating system. In fact, I didn't make a video about it because of how amazing Redcore is for new users who is new to Gentoo. It is not fully for beginners, but it's for new people who's new to Gentoo and have some basic understanding of how to use Linux. We can also open up the software manager, which I haven't done just yet. Is there any software available here? I was trying to get Firefox installed, but I don't even know how to do that. So I guess this is best for me then before I do start actually installing the main operating system. Okay, unable to load application. Okay, I do have internet installed. I don't know what's wrong with this. Maybe I need to do some stuff. Okay, these are all add-ons. I don't know what that is. These are all applications. So there's internet, there's web browsers. It doesn't display anything though. So I don't know why that is. That's a bit strange. That software manager doesn't work. But maybe I need to do some configuration stuff first. We can always shut down the system and so on by doing that. Shut down. By the way, guys, if you're wondering, is it like a short-term support or long-term support? Or is it actually a short-term support? It's basically Gentoo. Every version of Gentoo is short-term support, so they only support it for a limited of time. But I do believe that everything we get on Gentoo is up to date with same as Arch Linux. But yeah, basically Gentoo and Arch are both rolling releases distributions. So that means that we get only a short amount of time of updates for each version of it. But the good thing about them is that you get up-to-date softwares, but that does make it unstable. So yeah, so Arch Linux and Gentoo, I would say that Arch Linux is simple based on Gentoo. Arch is like a baby, basically, if you think about it. But with Gentoo, it's a little bit more complex, and there's more steps that we need to take. It's not more difficult, I would say. It's more about times consuming. It can get really annoying at times because it takes a while for it to install, but it's because it needs to compile stuff from source. So yeah, I need to try to figure out some basic stuff, such as how to update my system, how to install software like Firefox and so on. But I would highly recommend anyone that's new to Gentoo to install Redcore Linux. And we can do basically whatever we want to Redcore Linux. I know very little about it, but it seems to be a great system. It seems to be working for me just fine. So yeah, once I feel like I'm ready to actually install a base operating system, which is Gentoo, then I will indeed do that. But yeah, this is a short video just to show guys that if you're new to Gentoo, then you probably go for Redcore Linux. As you guys saw, that uses PlayAD Plasma. And I personally would like to see if they actually support Cinnamon desktop environment, because I like Cinnamon. Cinnamon is the greatest desktop environment ever. We're going to love Cinnamon. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, guys, I'll probably see you guys next time. Bye bye.